Hi guys, it's 10/26/2012 at 1:04 p.m. Since I am not working outside today due to weather conditions, and I'm sitting inside, I'm just going to express some thoughts and make extra videos today. That's pretty cool. Um, I had just done a video on my my thoughts and feelings and perceptions of about focusing our intent at this time, and why it's so critical to be conscious of just where we're focusing our intent, and why not to put it in places that we do not wish to empower. As we go through our activation process and we're holding more light in our field and our vibration quickens, that enlightenment that we are holding is, it's not just about remembering, it's about creation. And wherever we focus our intent feeds power into that area. If we're constantly focused on the negative, then we're going to feed the negative. And you have to look at, you can observe the same situation in many different ways. You can observe something from a negative, bad viewpoint, or you can observe the same situation with saying, this is how we can change it. And just those two ways of observing the same situation carries different vibrations. And that's what I'm trying to say here. It's all about making the change, focusing manifestation, focusing energy on manifestation that is in alignment with the highest vibration. Uh, we don't want to give away our power. We don't want to focus our intent and have as little constructive material as we can to bring about the resolution that we wish to make. If we're holding lower vibrations, then we're not in, which is lower light, we're not holding the highest amount of power and capabilities that we have. That light and the vibration is our constructive materials, construction materials for the creation of new Earth. We don't want to be caught up in the negativities, in that negative side of looking at whatever that is that we're trying to resolve. Does that make sense? Um, if we're focusing on the joy of bringing something through, it's just like saying you don't have enough food. If you were focusing on not having enough food rather than the nurturing of new plants that you're growing and new ways of creation, or providing more in the same amount of space, or growing faster in the same amount of little space, um, that is two totally different energies. And we must be very careful and choosy as to how we're focusing those energies. That is all a part of mastery. We wish to do the most with the least amount of effort and energies, um, in the same amount of time. Uh, anyway, as I was looking at so many friends that were posting, okay, we've gone through the 1221, we're ascended now. That's not necessarily That's not necessarily a truth for a lot of people. Ascension is the shift of consciousness from the head to the heart. To You can bounce back and forth from the head to the heart when you're just starting out. To be an ascended being, you need to remain fully focused within that heart. As I said in my last video, I was listening to Benjamin Krim on Christmas Day on Coast to Coast Radio, and he said you need to be centered in your third eye or your forehead. That is simply not true. That is fourth dimensional maximum. That is still ego based and identifying with self. As long as we continue to identify with the ego, which is all that we are in this physical being in this lifetime and those things that we have learned, then we are not allowing for the embodiment of our higher self to be here in this physical form, bringing heaven's forces and merging with earth's forces. We're playing in a lower vibration when we do that. When we shift our consciousness into our heart and we activate that electromagnetic field around us, the torrid, the Merkaba, the light body, then we are starting with that enlightenment that happens then and there. We are starting to step in to our true powers of mastery. We are starting to feel the creative energies, and you cannot do that from your head. It starts out in your head because that's where we have been trained that our consciousness resides in. But to experience the true empowerment, enlightenment, to have the memory, to activate your DNA, to unlock the encodings, to return back from where we came, we have to shift our consciousness to our heart. We have to expand the field that is around us, that light body that it's around us. That cannot be done from the head. It can only be done from the heart. And it's a process. It is not something that just happens and you go, oh, I'm done with it. I'm there. Now I can go back and focus on the Illuminati now. That's not how it's done. You will lose your power if that's what you continue to do, as long as you cannot separate your thought and your emotion. If you can remain in your heart and feel and not become attached to that thought and emotion of what you're seeing occur in the outside illusion, if you cannot separate, then you probably should not be playing in that outside illusion at this time if you have just shifted into your heart. That can pull you out and into your head. That takes real mastery to play both sides of that coin. And believe me, I did it myself in latter 2010 and 2011 with the Gulf oil spill and then Fukushima and then all the things that we witnessed in 2011 and 2012. I was able to do it, but that's a difficult path to be on. Although these same individuals that are continuing the awakening process of others of the humanity, those who are continuing this focus, what you are doing is you are sharing with the unawakened masses to wake them of what's going on geopolitically. So that's fantastic. But you will not truly become empowered until you stay fully focused within the heart. Stay fully focused on that energy that is either incoming into your field, that your guides, that your higher selves, that the rest of the universe is aiding you for your enlightenment process right now. Either you will be continuing to receive that light and help while you're going through that process, or you will shift into your heart and become the absolute generator of the light that you have within your field. And then you're working hand in hand. It's like having two different waterfalls from two different creeks go down and into the same pool of water below, and that water's merging. You have that which you're creating yourself and that which you are receiving from the photon belt and from the sun as it sends out, transduces, steps down, and sends out the light codes that are coming from the galactic center, great central sun, or great central sun, all the way through. In the past few days, like I said in my last video, there's been very little things that have resonated with me, but there have been some that have resonated highly with me. Teal Scott has some fantastic videos that she just put out yesterday, and I will put in the See More below this video on YouTube. And if you want to see a master at work, check out her videos. Also, there's a new video that came out on time and the end of time. And many of us know that the Mayan calendars and all the Mayan calendars just conjoined on December 21st, 2012, and we rolled over into a new age. We know that as the shift of the ages. But the end of time, and the end of the timelines, as we are now in day 5 of the new Aquarian age, or day 4, I feel that timelines are still merging. We have not actually completed the merging of timelines. We have not come to the end of time. If I will put this link below this video on YouTube also, that this wonderful video maker has done about the 3 days of darkness or the 3 days of light, depending on where you are on planet. We all know that we're going through a magnetic polar shift, but we're also going to have a full pole shift. When I was in Hopi land, the Hopi said that we will have 3 days of darkness, and then the sun will begin coming up in the west. And many persons have talked about the speeding up of time, and this video that I'm placing the link to below this, talks about the Earth slowing down. Although we're still spiraling around the sun as we are in our trajectory, lining up with the photon belt and the galactic center, the Earth is slowing its speed, although we are continuing with the time as we know it. And that is having an effect on us. And what it's doing is it's making a 24-hour day seems like there are only 16 hours in it. It is a real scientifically proven fact. The end of time will be when the Earth stands still for 3 days and then shifts from one direction into another direction of spin. And that the actual end times and the shift of ages, now that we've been through it, seems to be two totally different things. And I invite you to watch these 3 videos, the 2 from Teal Scott that I'll put down below, and the one from this other gentleman that I just found about the shift of the ages and the end times. And fantastic information. And I'm glad I had a couple of days to stop and check it all out. Well, anyway, keep your focus on that which you wish to create. And to me, the highest expansion of my light quotient and the energies within my field, the highest frequency is my intent. Anyway, bye for now. Love you guys.